This is the video for example 3 from the 6.2 notes for college algebra. We are now going to use a augmented matrix to solve a system of linear equations. We're going to do this with the Desmos online matrix calculator, but if you have a different technology that's been approved for quizzes and tests for this class, that is allowed. Also, but you may need to Google instructions on how to use that technology to do this on your own. So example 3, we've got this system. It's got 2 equations and 2 variables. That's why it's called a 2 by 2 system of linear equations. We're going to use elementary row operations on an augmented matrix. When we do this by hand, it's called elementary row operations. Doing it by hand is not required for this class. It's possible to do that, but it's not going to be required. So part A, on some of the problems in your assignment, quiz, or test, you may have to enter your augmented matrix. So in the answer entry toolbox, you will see possibly a new choice of matrix that you haven't seen before. And once you click on that, you'll have a row below that of possible sizes. For our equation, for our system, we have 2 equations, and then we have an x variable, a y variable, and a constant, so that's size 2 by 3. And once you choose that, you'll see the blanks that you need to fill in. If you make a mistake or if you need a different choice, you can use the buttons below that to add or delete rows or columns as needed. But now we're ready to enter the elements in the correct position. So we have a -1 in front of the x in the first equation, a +1 in front of the y, and it's equal to -10. For the second equation, which goes in the second row, 7 is in front of the x, -15 in front of the y, and it's equal to 46. So in a separate video, I'll show you how to enter that into the Desmos matrix calculator and get the reduced row echelon form answer output. But my technology right now is not allowing me to change applications, so I will just tell you that we get 1, 0, 13 and 0, 1, 3 as the output for reduced row echelon form. So some of the problems in your assignment quiz test will ask for row echelon form. We're going to do reduced row echelon form, which will always be okay for assignment, quiz, test, online, My Open Math answers. And those are just some fancy words that mean using the augmented matrix to get us the answer to this system. And like I said, how to do that with the Desmos matrix calculator I'll do in a separate video. But how do you use that output from your technology to get the answer to this system? Well, that first row means 1 times x plus 0 times y equals 13. Just kind of putting it back into the linear system format. But 0 times y is 0y, and 1 times x is x, so this is really just x equals 13. And the second row of our reduced row echelon form output is 0x plus 1y equals 3. So 0 times x is 0, 1 times y is y, 0 plus y is y, so y equals 3. So if we went back to our given system and used any of the techniques from 6.1, solving by graphing or substitution or elimination, the answer we would get is 13 for x and 3 for y. But now you know how to do that with augmented matrices.